poppin', everybody? Welcome to Floppy Drop. This week you're getting a double dose of the floppy, and not just because it's Drew and I. I mean, that's always us. But we're actually doing two floppy drop shows. So tonight will be to catch up on what we missed last week because we didn't do our show Thursday. Drewski was at a little convention and doing some comic stuff. So we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, instead I EFAP'd the Wes's Dallas video. So if you missed that, you should go check it out. Mainly because I'm a professional and I totally know what I'm doing. And no, my mic was not muted for like 4 minutes. So whoops. But anyways, Drew, what's up, brother? How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right, trying to staying cool, trying to stay cool. I got the fans going in my place, got the AC on. I like it nice and cool, like wear like a little sweater thing after work. I like to stay cool. It's hot here in Indy, but
Yep.
yeah, I think I brought the heat from Vegas with me. So it's
Man, I feel you as far as it being hot goes, because we've been in the like 90s and hundreds here, and I don't like it. I don't like it. And it makes people are just angry too. I mean, I get it. It sucks, but yeah, I'm not a fan. But also, just trying to move from air conditioning to air conditioning because why not? Before we start talking about tonight, I do want to go ahead and say hello to a few folks real quick in the chat, and then we'll kind of shift things around to see what's been going on in your world. But we do have Kaiser Jose in the house. Sup, nerds? Oh, LFG. I was like, what's LFG stand for? It stands for Let's Go. I'm still early, so I'm gonna try not to drop the F-bomb yet. We also have Jamin D in the house coming with a rock on. What's up, brother? Rock on with you. And who else do we have in here? We've got Zeke popping in. Zeke and Val, what's up, guys? I don't know if you're together, but we're just gonna pretend like you're together. How's everyone doing? I'm good. I'm surviving. I just remembered that I put a Coke in the freezer, so I'm gonna have to grab that in a second. Oh man. Okay, good times. And yeah, no, other than that, we're good. As long as it doesn't explode. It shouldn't. I should still have a few more minutes before it decides to go boom. We have Cajun Corey in the house coming in with evening, senor. And he's also coming in with the 13 months of membership. So hoorah. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. And for your 13 months of membership, we are going to go with this.
What are you doing here? 5 words or less.
Out for a walk, bitch.
Oh yeah, bitch. Kaiser Jose is also coming with I'll get flopped twice. Oh yes, you're gonna get flopped twice this week. There's gonna be two floppy drops. Oh, the IJP Mexican says read. I wasn't reading the PY on drop. So I was like, rename the show to Floppy Drop right now. It is named Floppy Drop. What are you talking about? But no, rename the show to Floppy Droppy. Nah, man, I like the Floppy Drop. And he's asking, what about the F slur? What F slur? I don't know what you're talking about. We don't say, we're educated and refined folks. We don't say F slurs around here. And Cajun Corey, Days like, what was that?
We're educated.
We're educated and sophisticated. Cajun Corey put days like today makes me glad I'm bald. I might have to ask Max if he shares that sentiment. I mean, I've got hair, but I keep it short. So now I used to have long hair, and when I had my hair longer, that was awful. But Drewski, let me pop over to you real quick because quite a bit going on right now with you. So not only do you have a little campaign, which we'll talk about in a second, but I think you were also doing a little work this weekend at a little place called Vegas.
Yeah, Viva Las Vegas. I was there this past weekend. It was my first time actually in Vegas, which is very hard to believe. I've been all over the globe, but this is my first time in Vegas. I've been out west. been to California and such, but never been to Vegas. So yeah, had an absolute blast. It was interesting as soon as I walked out of the jetway into the terminal. First thing I see, slot machines. I just see people just playing slot machines as soon as I walk in. I'm like, wow, that was pretty quick. And keep walking to see more slot machines, more and more slot machines. Like, they're not messing around here. Holy crap!
No. So I didn't realize this was your actually your first time in Vegas.
Yeah, actual very first time.
Wow. See, when you sent that in the group text, I was like, oh, he must have forgotten.
No,
so now it makes way more sense now that it was your first time. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. I get it now.
Yeah, and so I've been jet lagged before. So I've been across the globe, but it's been a while since I've been had like a 3-hour jet lag. So my stomach was all discombobulated when I was there in Vegas. You know, eating at different times than when I'm normally eating. My stomach's like, what are you doing to me? Why are you giving me food now? But I dealt with it. The first night I was there, watched Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Ironically enough, the hotel I stayed at, the Plaza, had a Indiana Midwest themed restaurant there. It's like the Hash a Go-Go, but they had huge portions, like meat, or huge party portions, and I just had a blast there when I was staying. Made my first official gambling bet when I was there on Game 7.
Saw that.
Yep, and I lost.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, since I am such a sports ball fan, how did that turn out for you? But never mind.
Yeah, lost my $100. Yeah, I put $100 in the Pacers. Yeah, to win by give them a 1.5. So payout would have been $300, but yeah, I lost.
Well, I'm sure it was a worthwhile memory to have.
Yeah, it was. I will say that. And Sunday when we watched the game, granted the Pacers lost in a heartbreaking fashion, but the fact was my birthday was Friday, and turned 41, and Marat and everyone there didn't really know until I said it because I didn't really want anyone to know. But as we're all hanging out at Marat's house watching the game, his wife surprised me with a birthday cake and everything when we were there during the game. Had some great food. I was like, oh my god, I'm never gonna forget this now. This is
nice.
They got me.
Hell yeah. Well, happy. I don't even think I knew it was your birthday. I don't think you didn't put anything in the group chat either, did you?
Yeah, I didn't want anyone to know.
What a loser. So Drew's one of those. Like, he'll tell you after the fact, and then you're like, what the fuck, dude? I totally would have done something for you. Like, boo. Well, happy late birthday. Chat, tell him happy birthday. Someone do the birthday dance of joy. But yeah, no, that's awesome that you kind of got to experience all that. I'm still blown away that it's your first time in Vegas. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Vegas, if I'm being completely honest.
Same.
Yeah. Like, it's hot. Two, I don't do well with all the cigarette smoke that's everywhere. Like,
dude, oh my! So you just remind in the Plaza Hotel, you can smoke in that hotel. As I'm walking through there, I'm like, whoa! Not only can you gamble like at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, but you can smoke like a chimney in this place. This is amazing.
So you can smoke pretty much at any hotel. Any of the casino hotels, you can just smoke there.
It is insane. I have not experienced that since like 2001, 2000.
Yeah,
it is nuts.
And a lot of your newer hotels, like, they don't use soft surfaces like carpets and stuff anymore, so that it doesn't smell like stale cigarette smoke. You just smell what people are smoking around you. And they've got really good ventilation systems that try to like cycle the air through. But if you go to some of those older hotels, like the ones that we used to do for my job, because we used to go twice a year for conferences, they have like carpeted walls and everything else. And you're like, oh, if anyone's wondering, I'm talking about the South Point. But I worked for a Western company, and they have their rodeo arena there. So it was very quote unquote on brand. But yeah, I like the moment I would walk into that place, like people thought I was just crying 24/7 because my eyes would get red and puffy and start watering. I'd both be sniffly and congested at the same time. And then I was probably the angriest that I ever am, just because I didn't like it. But
yeah, I was the same way. As soon as I walked in, my eyes are itchy. I'm like, what is going on? What? Oh yeah, nicotine, cigarette smoke. I'm just like, I haven't experienced this in 25 years since I was busting tables at Outback Steakhouse. Jeez.
Well, let's look at some pictures real quick from this weekend, because I think you got some stuff going on here.
Yeah,
but you'll have to kind of fill us in on what's happening and whose booth this is and what's going on.
So yeah, I was with the Counterpoint Comics. So yeah, I was there on the far left in the hat. You had Marat Michaels, and right next to him you had Terry Sala. Not a very flattering photo of Terry, but I was there right next to him. I had my stuff out, and we were just signing a bunch of Counterpoint Comics. Marat just all day, every day. He had a legit line every single day. Him and Terry just signing away every single day.
Yeah.
And I mean, nothing but, I mean, I think the show had literally just opened and they just had a line nonstop. It was people just getting all their stuff signed. And he was charging he charges $10 a signature. So it wasn't cheap. Yeah.
And for those that may not be familiar with Marat, what is kind of the thing for him that's just gone bonkers crazy?
I would say it's the do you poo. You know, that's the thing for him. He is most known for currently. Because everywhere he goes, it's the same. Terry Sala right next to him. He wrote the one shot parody book. But he changes the cover. It's a different cover for every convention, every city, any store can do their own variant. Yeah, so you can do your own. You can, if you want to do a RoboCop versus Terminator cover with Pooh and Tigger, you could do that. This was at the VIP event Saturday night. The Do You Pooh Saturday, yeah, they're getting things signed off. It was 200, 250 like a ticket to this VIP event. Yeah, it was nuts.
Wild.
Yeah, we had.
Is he wearing a Pooh World Order shirt?
Yes, he is.
That's awesome. Oh my god, I love it.
And to his left is Dietrich Smith, another one of the artists. He's another artist for Pooh. I think he was the interior artist as well. But yeah, you see all those different variants. That's just some of them that they've done. And they were just signing away like crazy. And that event was fun. That's my first time really experiencing the Pooh fandom, the different store owners. And I knew going to the show that this was primarily me introducing myself to the store owners. And so they could get to know who I am and they could see what I got coming out like later this year and next year. So I was getting them all excited for Naughty and Nice, Pray for the Sinner, Reign of Vengeance. They're like, oh my God, these look so good. I'm like, yeah, stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Like some of the stuff we've been talking about for a year or hinting at least anyways. Because I think Reign of Vengeance? Was that the title? Reign of Vengeance?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one is that the one that Andre Lunatic is doing the art for?
Yeah, one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So some of the stuff like we always talk about how you're doing so much, but we can't talk about anything. And like some of these things were things I was referencing all the way back to like April of last year, May of last year. And then they're finally kind of getting to see the light of day. But yeah, you got a couple of titles coming out. And then even aside from the stuff that's coming out, you've done some other stuff for Marat in the past that's already out. So the almost said Steamboat Willie, but that's not correct.
Yeah, Symbiote Willie.
Symbiote Willie. There we go. That's what I was like. Why am I saying Steamboat Willie? Yeah, Symbiote Willie, which was already released, correct?
Yep, that was already released. Now we had several stores had copies of that there, so I was signing a bunch of those.
Nice.
I was selling Battle Fairy and Yeti Meet Red Sonja. So yeah, I was a busy boy. Not as busy as Marat, Dietrich, and Terry were, but I was sending a bunch of stuff.
I mean, it's still a good start and a good intro. Like, just think though, you've got multiple books that haven't come out yet that will be coming out. So, if you're here next year, it could be a completely different story.
100%.
So I think it's really awesome. And I believe this is back at the actual convention here.
Yep,
for this picture.
that's Ryan Kincaid. He was with us as well. He's done a lot
Oh,
of
hell
a lot of work with Murat Michaels too, and he had a line. You know, he was steadily busy. He was doing commissions, remarks, signatures. He was a very, very busy boy.
This looks like a well organized convention.
You know, and it's a small convention. It's well organized, but it's a very
Okay.
small convention. It's one of those things where, like, if I would say, if you wanted to make a lot of money and didn't want much competition, you would go to this show. Like, if you wanted to stick out from all the crowds at HeroCon, you would have gone to this show to make that money. So guys like Jeff Loeb, J. Scott Campbell, Ryan Otley, they cleaned up.
Nice. Yeah, it looks well organized, but there's like space.
Yeah,
So,
there's a ton of space, which is great.
but I was gonna say, like, even as like an attendee, that's it. Well, attendee, or if you're in a booth, it seems nice that you're not like crammed in together. And
No,
it feels like
we had a ton of space. It was amazing.
yeah, it looks like you could just kind of actually people can see your stuff and you can enjoy your room to breathe. Yeah, not bad, man. I really like that. And it looks like you maybe picked up a little something while at the show.
Yeah, I picked up a little something.
Yeah. Was this your first time getting an STD as well?
No.
There was no winning, no matter how you answered that. No, you did not get an STD, but you did get this bomb-ass Grendel action figure that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah, I think it was Saturday morning. I think the show floors. I was doing a little bit of snooping around, shopping for myself, and I just wanted to see what stuck out. I'm looking for like some. I was honestly looking for like a primer number 2, first appearance, and see if anyone had any of those or anything I had written. And I saw this action figure. I'm like, holy crap, a Grendel action figure. And this sucker's big. This sucker's like, yeah. And I'm like, $25, sold. Take my money now. So yeah, that came home with me. And yeah.
Heck yeah. I mean, honestly, totally worth the $25 there.
Yeah,
So.
and it was funny. I brought back, and Murat and I, we just started talking about Matt Wagner, and he was hanging out with Matt Wagner at a previous show, nice as could be. And what was also great about the show is that all the stories, like Josh, if you had been there with us, you would have heard so many Extreme Studio stories. You would have laughed your ass off. If you'd heard,
only imagine.
dude, oh, the stuff I heard. Wow, it is the makings of a reality TV show. It is just
I believe it.
Insane.
Yeah, I know I got some details on some people, but that's actually one of the fun things about conventions is you get all the juice, you get all the tea while you're there. You find stuff out and you're like, what?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad you had a good time. I'm glad it went well for you, and I'm genuinely excited to see, if you go back next year with them once all your stuff starts hitting the stands under Murat, anyways. So I think that's going to be an awesome time. But that's not the only thing you've got going on. So let me get this. Hold up. Let me get this to go away real quick, and let me come right over here. I'm gonna do this right here. And we're
gonna go with Sean.
A little something. Unholy Nightmare number 2, fully pledged. So what's going on with this, Drewski? What all is happening here?
So this is Unholy Nightmare number 2. We are fully funded. We've been fully funded now for a couple weeks, and we're just trying to make get more money so we can start producing the upcoming issues 3, 4, and 5, and so on, which are already written and ready to go. There's only 11 or 12 days left. We're going to be doing a closeout stream on Wes's channel on Thinking Critical But back it now, guys, because hey, these print runs are going to be limited print runs. It's not like I'm going to have boxes and boxes and cases of these when this ends. There's only going to be so many, and especially when it comes to the Golem, guys, you're going to want to wish you backed the Golem.
Yeah.
And if you've backed it, you haven't gotten that yet. You didn't add it on. You can still go back. You can modify your pledge. You can add it on after the fact, because you're not going to want to miss out on that.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, like I say this every week. You're stupid if you don't add it on. That's all I'm gonna say, and I say that with love. But you're stupid if you don't add it on. It's just so freaking good. I think there's so many things going on there that are worthwhile. But yeah, congratulations on one, just hitting your goal, and then you were doing a kind of a test thing this weekend too with Unholy Nightmare, right? You were selling a exclusive cover for people at the convention.
Yeah, and let's just say we may be saving that for later. Let's just say stay tuned for see what happens down the road.
Okay, indeed. Well, the link is pinned in the comments and it's in the description. So if you haven't backed Unholy Nightmare #2, go back it. We'll appreciate it. You'll be happy that you did, and get the freaking Golem backup, psychos. But yeah, no, seriously, go get the Golem backup. You will not be disappointed. I promise. And I don't promise a lot of things. So
yeah, next Sunday comes to an end.
Oh shoot! Oh yeah, 11 days to go.
Hard to believe it's already been like a month. It's wild.
It is wild. Crazy. It doesn't feel like a month. It feels like it's been like a week. But when I stop and think about it, it has been a little bit longer than a week. But awesome. I think it's great that you've already hit your goal. Hopefully, we continue to get some stretch in there. And I think you and Aurelio are just doing some really fun stuff here. And I'm glad that so many people came in early this time to back it. But I think that's a testament to how much fun they had with the first issue. So,
yeah, and just how much fun they've had, and I just love that the creative team has all had fun, especially the cover artists. The cover artists have had a blast.
Yeah, bomb covers too, like super bomb covers. But yeah, all right, homie. Let's go ahead and look to the comments real quick to see if anybody has anything to say about your adventures in Vegas and or Unholy Nightmare #2. MG has backed it. He's got his copies, I guess, ready to go. So thank you, dude. Appreciate it. We also have Zax that's popped in with Joshy Poo. What's up, Zax? Nice to see you here. MG also popped in as well and put "Sup boys, just back from 28 years later, and I am speechless. Very confusing movie. Haven't formed an opinion yet."
I've been hearing that a lot about that movie. I've been hearing a lot of mixed things. I didn't get a chance to see it, but I've heard a lot of mixed things.
Yeah. Other than that, we have a few Vegas questions, but first, Corey's coming in with "Happy birthday, Drew." So happy birthday, Drew. We should just make Drew uncomfortable, randomly say happy birthday throughout the stream. Like, I'll just stop what I'm doing and be like, "Drew, happy birthday." And IJP Mexican wants to know, what's a cigarette? What is a cigarette, Drew?
A cigarette is a nicotine delivery device that one utilizes to they use a match, and they light the tobacco inside to get their fix. And some feeling good.
A match and tobacco and a fix. Got it? Yeah, okay. I think I got it. I don't think I've ever had one of those, but I think I got it. I tried a cigarette once, and I thought it was the grossest thing ever. And then my hand smelled like cigarette for the rest of the night, and I was like, who that does this to themselves?
I've smoked more cigars than I have cigarettes. I've smoked maybe one cigarette, but I've smoked like 2 or 3 cigars in my life. So.
Nice. Very nice. Well, we are going to go ahead and transition into
transitioning.
Oh, we're transitioning. We're keeping things very 2025 this year. and we're going to transition to start talking about some comics that came out last week.
Oh,
And
okay.
oh yeah. We are gonna kick things off with a little GI Joe action. So while I'm pulling this up, I know we have similar opinions, but I think you may be more positive than I am with this book. But we got GI Joe number 8. So why don't you go ahead and share what's going on here, Drew?
Yeah, so in this issue, Baroness, she pretty much gets to go off base,
Mhm.
and she decides if she wants to stay with GI Joe or not. But at the same time, she gets someone to kind of more or less be her shadow, if you will.
Yeah, because we
And
can't fully trust her yet.
yeah, come on, it's Baroness. And
Yeah.
I just got to kick it. Yeah, Cover Girl is pretty much around, hanging around her, and they're talking about they're sharing aspects of their lives, what's happened, and with themselves, their different journeys, and it's a good. I don't want to say I don't know if I would say character study, but you just see there are different aspects on the job and life, and I dig that.
Yeah.
I really don't know much outside of Cover Girl, outside of okay, she was a model. There we go. End of
Cover
story.
girl. Yeah. I mean, fair. I will say it is a nice kind of like just slow down, kind of like get some time with the characters, and I do think it's important. Maybe it's just because I'm ready to get into it, but I'm like I was reading and I'm like, stop stalling, give us the good stuff. We want the. I started to say we want the boobs, but I guess you kind of are getting the boobs here. Yeah, I will say, now that you mentioned it, it was good to kind of get some character development here, and it's not the deepest character development, but it's good enough.
It's just enough. It's not too
Correct.
much. It's not light. It's just right amount.
Yeah. So as you can see, I think this is partially why I was like, get to the good stuff, because like we keep teasing this all these things colliding, and I'm just ready for it. But I shall be patient. Any thoughts on the art? Because we do have a fill-in artist here that I thought was
He does a good
Yeah.
job. It's decent.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, if here's the thing, you're gonna have a fill-in artist from time to time, and if you're gonna have it, it's best to do it on these stories that are kind of like standalone. So no complaints by any means. I do prefer the main artist, but still. And then we get introduced to some new characters. Well, I guess some new to this universe characters, right? At the end.
Yes. Yes.
So
But yeah, I don't really want to spoil too much because the journey is a blast. It's fun, and granted, it's a slower pace than what we've experienced in the prior, but it's not a complete slowdown. I'm not trying to say it's a
no.
complete slowdown. No, it's still a fun read that has a good pacing. It has really good pacing.
Yeah, it's gonna end. You're right. It's a great problem to say that it's not as it slows down a little bit, because most comics are just slow. Like there's nothing happening in them. And GI Joe has been pretty like high octane from the word go. So sometimes you need an issue like this to kind of like breathe a little bit, kind of reground yourself before jumping in. And I think we've had 2 issues now. The one with the Beachhead, and now this one. To kind of let's do some quick character spotlights, and I feel like we're just definitely setting up for what's to come.
I love that Beachhead issue. That was
it was
amazing.
So good. So no, I thought this was a perfectly fine episode, or not episode, but perfectly fine issue.
Say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it great? I won't say it's great, but that's okay. I feel like you need to have some ebb and flows with your book and some change in pace for when you collect it. And I know people get mad about that. I know people are like, don't wait for the collection. But that's how a lot of people consume these stories. And you need those kind of like, ebb and flow and the dips and valleys. And I don't even feel like dip or valleys are the right word to use, because it's not a bad book. It just slows things down a bit to give you a minute to breathe before it most likely goes apeshit crazy. Do you think that's what they're doing? Do you think Transformers is going to go up to 24, and then by the time the 24th issue comes out, that's when it just goes like Energon Universe apeshit?
It could, yeah. I'm willing to bet you. Yeah, that could be the plan. Because I mean, like they haven't said anything, but the new creative teams, nothing. But I guarantee you, it's going to go full ape shit. After 24.
Yeah. I will say we've got Salty Traveling C in the house. He was at a separate convention this past weekend, and he got a few little like details, but it looks like the people behind the books are confident and feel good about Transformers even after Daniel Warren Johnson leaves. So speaking of Salty Traveling C, he's coming in with $2 right now with character development and denouement issues. Good. Yeah, completely agree. And he said, I got the details. He's got the details.
You got the deets.
He got the deets. And he is 90% sure he knows who is taking over. So that's pretty awesome. Oh, okay. We gotta go schmooze up the Shalty.
Yeah.
Well, dude, thank you so much for the $2. I do have. Oh nope, those are pictures. We don't want to pull up a picture for you, but we will do this.
Yeah.
Back when it was good.
Yeah.
I miss the face.
Oh, it's Riley Rossmo? Oh, it's Riley Rossmo. Okay.
Oh God, no! Don't say. You know what would be funny though? With our luck, it would be Riley Rossmo. He'd come in and do the best work he's ever done, just like Jorge Corona. Like we heard Jorge Corona's going on, we're like, oh God, no, why? And then he started. We're like, oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, well, at least for the artist, it looks like he knows who it is. That's yes, Twinkle Toes, Riley Rossmo. And then yes, Ezekiel, can we get that Bucky back? I wish, man. I wish. Although I'm gonna say I'm not gonna give him a hard time concerning his physique in Thunderbolts, because I found out that he literally finished filming. What was the Trump movie that he did where he played Trump?
Trump.
Was it called Trump? I can't remember. I didn't see it, but
no, did I?
He literally finished that and then started filming Thunderbolts the next week. So there is.
He looked fit. He didn't look out of shape at all. I mean,
he had his muffin top going on, his tank tops, his tank top. Yeah, his wife beater scene. He had some love handles going on there.
Well, I mean, he looked more fit than what's her name, the White Widow. I'll say that.
I mean, we're apples and oranges there, and she was depressed, Drew. She was depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he looked fine. He just wasn't his swole like Bucky like he normally is. That's why there were no shirtless scenes. He's openly talked about that. He was like, "Yeah, I was going from Trump where I gained weight to this, and there's a week in between finishing filming one and starting the other." But yeah, which Thunderbolts I thought was a fine movie. So
yeah.
Anyways, looking back to G.I. Joe, I'm gonna say this is a recommend. It's worth picking up.
Likewise.
Indeed.
Genuine ostrich. 3 payments.
Oh yeah. Let's go ahead and see what I'm gonna go to something that you didn't read. But you know, I mean, it's not your fault, I guess. It's totally your fault. But you totally missed out, because the book that I'm going to talk about is Crypto, the Last Dog of Krypton. And if you had asked me coming into this is this going to be a good book? I would have said hell no for multiple reasons. One, it feels like the obligatory cash grab because the movie's coming out and crypto's in it, and we've got the milk phone commercials and everything else. Also, the writer. Do you know who wrote this?
Wasn't it Ryan North?
It is.
Yep. No thanks.
So I had no inkling or desire to check this out, but it ended up being a pretty fun, pretty cute story. And
okay, time out real quick, Josh.
Yeah.
As a dog owner, have you ever seen your dog asleep with its toy in its mouth?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah. Yes. Not only that, I've done the whole tease thing where I will get like a treat and if he's asleep, I'll put it in front of his nose and then he'll like wake up and then grab it and then go right back to sleep without actually eating the treat. He just holds it in his mouth. I'm like, bro, you're going to choke. Chew that sucker. But yes, no, one of my dogs in particular is very territorial with her toys. So she will get it and then she'll fall asleep with it in her mouth because she does not want anyone to get it. And eventually she'll drop it, but she will fall asleep holding on to it. But if you get anywhere near it, she's just like...
Okay, so I'm letting you know, of all the dogs I've owned or lived with, I've never had a dog fall asleep with its toy in its mouth.
Oh, yeah. Nope, I have. If it's a rope-like thing like that, yeah. If it's like a ball, no. Or like a stuffed animal, no. But we've got toys that are kind of like... almost like octopus, like it's got a squeaky part up top, and then it's got like tendrils that have almost like a foil type, plasticky type sound. And they fall asleep like holding that part and just like bink. So, but no, what I will say about this is there's a lot of stuff here that I thought was done really well. And one thing I picked up on pretty early are the lettering. So the lettering is either in black or it's in gray. And anytime it's in black, it's words that crypto understands. So you've got the crypto breakfast, like you get like...
Oh. Josh, you muted.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Good.
Hear me now. Okay.
Good.
Yeah. So when it's Jor-El and them talking and just kind of talking about different things, the letters turn to gray because he doesn't fully understand. And then you'll get to words that he understands again, like the leave it, crypto, leave it. And then it's black again because he understands them. So this is a story told from his perspective. And it's kind of like, in a way, I guess, his origin story, but honestly, not bad at all. It was a solid story. And this is the only scene that I hated is when she's walking crypto and she sees this other lady and like, they're like, oh, is he, friendly? Yeah. So they're playing, but while they're playing, they're talking about how Krypton's core is, in danger. And you've got this, like, well, because crypto, because you got Jor-El and them that are trying to like save Krypton, right?
Well, yeah, I was under the assumption that wasn't public. That they kept that from the public. That was like with the High Council. They didn't want anyone to panic.
So pretty much, you've got this. They're calling them ground quakes, but earthquakes that are happening, and you have this civilian person that references that, and she's like, yeah, the council says it's nothing to worry about. And then it's like, no, these are something to worry about. And then she's like, Krypton's core unstable? Come on. Well, then something turns into like, no, we cannot be with these people. They are unvaccinated. Let's go. And this was the only moment I did not like in this book, because that was what it reminded me of. Like, oh, your kids aren't vaxxed? No, don't play with them. But then it quickly gets back to normal. You've got a nice little scene here where Crypto goes and lays down with a baby Kal-El. And, oh, it's just so cute. but they're testing their escape pods, that eventually will be used for Clark. And this is the first time that they're testing it with an actual creature inside. And unfortunately, things don't go according to plan, and Crypto gets shipped out, and things happen, and he arrives somewhere. Is it Metropolis? Maybe. And he might run into someone that we know, but I don't want to say who because it's a last page reveal. But as simple as it is, I thought it was actually done really, really well. It was a pleasant story that I expected nothing from. So the fact that I did enjoy it surprised me. And I'm sad.
I'll say, is it just a one shot? Or
no, it looks like it's going to be a mini series. So I don't know if it's going to be like 4 issues or 6 issues or what.
Oof.
But that's what I'm concerned about too.
Yeah. I will say that this could have been a hell of a lot worse, because I just go back to Mark Russell and his Ace the Bad Hound stories he was telling.
Oh God.
Like, this could have been a psychologically traumatized, kicked dog from a kennel that was abused and abused more by the L family. Like, thank God Mark Russell didn't touch this.
Yeah, no, I will agree. I was actually shocked that I enjoyed it as much as I did, considering it's Ryan North. But yeah, I think Salty's in the same boat as you, though. He goes, "Wow, did not need this book." He said, "Oh no," he said, "Did anyone do art for this book, or is it just rough sketches all the way through?" I think it was meant to look simple, but yeah, I mean, I can kind of. The whole thing is kind of meant to be Crypto's perspective. So, but yeah, especially I feel like once we get to Earth, it's a little bit better. You can tell it's 100% digital art though, so that's the only thing I'm not crazy about. There's just something about digital art versus like the actual pencils and inks there. But yeah, so. But again, I'll just say, you got some shenanigans happening. It's a lot more heartfelt than I thought it was going to be. So that's all I can say. If you like dogs, you'll like it. I'm kind of like one of those that I might be biased because I see a dog and I'm like, oh. So. But Max actually liked it too, and Max doesn't necessarily like dogs. Let's say he hates dogs, but he's a cat.
Yeah,
he's a cat person.
He's a cat person. Yeah.
He's cats. Sheesh. But yeah, and then MG put, it's meant to look simple for the people who wear helmets that buy. Me. Hi guys. I got this comic because it's got a puppy on it. It's got a yay puppy. Yes. Max eats crayons. Indeed. Salty, I'm a little surprised. I'm not saying I expected you to love the art, but it's got that, for me, it's kind of got that same vein of like Chris Samney and oh God, who else?
And Chris Samney is hit or miss. He can be very hit or miss. That's my opinion.
But that just overly simplified kind of art. And I don't say that in a bad way. But who was the guy that, why can't I think of his name? Hold on. Oh, Lee Weeks. But Lee Weeks
no, Lee Weeks is not simple. Lee Weeks he's got a unique style all to his own. If you're talking, Josh, I can't hear you.
I'm gonna break the internet. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'll agree with you here. The art does look flat, and it is the colors, especially. There's not much depth there. I don't know if I'd say soulless. I think there's plenty of stuff in here that for me doesn't feel soulless. So even this little bit right here, but going back up to even when he's laying with Clark, there's good expressions on Crypto to help tell the story too. So anyway, not for everyone, but I was pleasantly surprised. I would say it's worth picking up if you don't mind something like this. But if it's not in your wheelhouse, by all means, don't pick it up. I don't think it crosses thresholds like Feral does, if that makes any sense at all. Like Feral encompasses a lot of different things. So, but let's go ahead and see what else came out last week. You read The Flash,
Yeah.
Ultimate Flash,
Ultimate
Flash?
absolute.
Absolute. Let me get it pulled up real quick. And then I'll let you go ahead and start talking about Senor Absolute Flash.
Yeah, so it's Wally on the run, and no pun intended. He's on the run with little gorilla, little Grodd, and he finds his way to a mission in Central City, and he runs into a certain lady named Linda at this mission, and it's that sounds so familiar. Yeah.
I wonder if those two are going to become a thing. I don't know.
And then eventually she'll be killed along with their kids, and while he'd be a murderer, and go into the future and cover up his crime. Blah blah. Yeah, God damn it, Tom King. But it's a fun issue. And we get to meet the Dibneys. Yeah, Sue and Ralph Dibney. Looks like I'm assuming a pre-elongated man, Ralph Dibney. Doesn't really come across as a detective. Just he just kind of runs a mission. Just a guy. So okay, that's one approach. But you got the Rogues out there looking for him, and they think they have a lead. I think they may have a lead on where he's at.
I think I have something. Story-wise, I'm still enjoying this perfectly fine. I will say I really disliked the art for this issue. Like
I'll say that panel's not good. I don't like that. It's a very how should I say that, modern comic book Steven Universe art style that I hate.
I mean, a lot of it just doesn't work for me. Like even here, like Wally looks like he's one of those androgynous they-thems.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think had the book always been this art, I still wouldn't like it, but I don't think I would have thought as much about it. But when you compare this to what we were getting in previous issues, it feels like night and day. I don't know. It's just, for me, the art did not work here, but because it doesn't feel like this is art that's befitting of something for the big two, especially like a quote unquote premium line. Like
we're seeing that a lot, Josh. We're seeing a lot of artists who aren't ready for prime time. Don't get how should I say this tactfully? The artist of Absolute Wonder Woman, his art in that book is absolute dog shit. But if you look at his art on the dark, whatever
shadows,
dark shadows,
dark patterns.
There you go. It looks amazing. It's stunning.
Yep. I'm still enjoying this. It's fun. I do think they need to get going a little bit with the plot, because I feel like we're kind of in a lull. I mean, there's things happening, but I feel like we should have more momentum progressing forward, at least for whatever this first arc is going to be. But yeah, I'm still pleasantly surprised. I still think this is probably my favorite Absolute book. I just wish, and I'm going to pull up a previous issue so we can kind of compare the art here. But I feel like it's just night and day difference going on. So actually, this is, but I don't know. Like this to me looks worlds better than what was in this previous week's issue. So.
Well, Wally looks stronger. Wally looks more male. He looks less androgynous.
Yeah.
In this.
But even just the layouts, the paneling, like all of it feels more interesting than what we got. Because what we got this past week felt more like a slice of life type indie, like legitimately indie comic art. And there's nothing wrong with with that, but I just don't think it's right for a superhero book. Especially when you have people like Jonathan Lau out there. Put him on.
Yeah.
Get him over here. Would you consider this a recommend or a throw it in the bin?
I'd say recommend it. I would say despite the weaker art, I would still recommend it.
Nice. I will agree with you. I still think this is worth reading. And I feel like it's going to pay off to keep going with the story if the book gets to do I'm sure the run that Lemire wants to do with it. So
yeah.
I do want to head over to the comments real quick to see what people are saying. But we've got I never took away Salty's comment. Whoops. MG's winning the internet tonight. To another one for the bad guy. Another one for the bad guy. Let's see. Does Josh have a 10-minute timer on his mic? Dude, it's my freaking internet. If it drops, then it mutes my mic. But it never fails that the only time it does it is when I'm not on the StreamYard tab and I'm on a different tab. And it's like, gotcha. And then he's correcting me, soulless art, Josh. It's soulless. Okay. But yeah, as Zeke is saying, I can pull out some books with some really shitty art. Has anyone read the Vatican? I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's like Narwhal. Look, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's got talent. He's a nice guy. It's just not right. It just doesn't fit.
Yeah, it's very muddy. I don't know what's going on there, but there were multiple pages that I was like, what the hell is happening here? Salty is wanting to know, did either of us read The Pale Knight #1? I believe this came out not last week, but the week before, or even the week before that. I read the first issue and I thought it was fine. I don't know if I want to commit to reading it. It wasn't good enough for me to commit to reading it on a monthly basis, but I will probably check out the trade once it's collected.
I did not read this.
I think Max picked up a copy, but I don't know if he ever got around to reading it, because I know when he talked comics, he hadn't read it yet. But yeah, for me it was perfectly fine. It just didn't do enough to get me excited to want to pick it up on a monthly schedule. But there are a lot of books that I view that way, and then I'll get the trade and I'm like, holy shit, this is freaking fantastic. So that could just be on me there. But and then I assume this is you saying you looked at The Pale Knight #1 and put it back on the shelf. And Kaiser Jose coming in with, I have a cat and a dog. I hate the dog more. What is wrong with you? How can you hate El Doggo?
Man's best friend.
Yeah, hipster art isn't my cup of joe. Well, yeah. Oh, so it looks like the Vatican 3 has really rough reviews. If comic book reviewers are giving a book bad reviews, then it's got to be pretty freaking bad.
Yeah, I gave it one issue. After one, I'm just like, I'm tapped out. I could not do another one.
Oh yeah, no, I'm right there, 100% right there with you on that one. I was actually looking to see if I could see it on.
I mean, it's not often I'm confused with the art visually, but everyone looked. I mean, I should say a lot of people looked very similar, and it was hard to distinguish who the main characters were and who was who, what was going on, and that's not good story. It doesn't make for good storytelling.
No. I'm gonna pull it up real quick just since we're talking about it, but then I'm gonna pull up League of Comic Geeks. I did not read this issue like Drew. I read the first issue and then stopped because it was not for me. But I will say that the reviews, the scoring surprised me. But just so you can get a taste of the art, if you haven't looked at the book or read the book, I mean, even that, like, okay.
I see it. The thing is, I see what they're going for. I see it.
I do too. Yeah,
I see it, but it feels like he just stopped. It feels like
Yeah,
he quit halfway through.
I was gonna say it feels like it's unfinished. Even this page looks and feels like it looks like they were doing the pencils and they did the colors and inks for the rest of it. It's like a donut. It's just missing its center. But yeah, I don't know. This book was not for me. Even here, like I'm assuming that's a body. I don't really know. Like I don't know. So, but yeah, this book just was not for me at all. And gosh, this I'd like for me, this is bad art, personally. Like, look at this page. That's a whole lot of nothing right there. And I get they're trying to convey the eeriness of like it's eternally dark and we've got lights to try to create light, but it just none of this is working for me. And then when the usually gets to the action scenes and you've got people attacking each other, like yeah, this is where everything gets so muddy that for me it's hard to tell. Like I get that the kid has his hands on his face, but you can't fully tell what and where and what's a finger and what's his face, and it's rough. But
Yeah.
we're gonna come over here because the reviews have a 2.7 out of I know. Holy cow. That is oof. Poor Mark Miller. I don't know. Oh, well, yeah. The art is fine. Not my yeah. Oh, was it just a 3-issue comic? Was this the last issue?
I think it was just a miniseries. Yeah, just
yeah. Okay. Huh. Wild. Well, now I'm okay with the fact that I didn't.
Yeah, I think this is going to go down as one of Mark's weaker entries into his
for sure
his library.
Yeah,
right there with the Time Bros and or also known as Chrononauts and the Space Bandits. I think just the two that people were just like,
yeah.
You tried.
You.
It can't all be winners.
Nope.
Even Martin Scorsese had what the hell was that robot movie he did in the early 2000s? It's like in England. I forget what it's called.
The robot movie?
Yeah, it was like a robot movie. I forget what it was called.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's like.
Oh, Hugo?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Nope. Like the moment I saw it, I was like, "Oh, I remember this," and I also remember why I forgot it. Like, yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. No, I totally had forgotten about that movie. But goodness. Did you read Amazing Spider-Man?
No, I did not.
Oh.
Because it has been a shit show.
It has been a shit show, and I've got to say, I also did not read it, but I purposely did not read it because of John Romita Jr. coming back on art. And I just couldn't. I couldn't.
And the sad thing is, Mark Miller's giving him another shot with another series, and John Romita has been running the circuit, the interview circuit, trying to promote the series. But it's just like, John, look, man, it's over, baby. you don't have it anymore, man. It's just Look, I would be much. God damn it! I'm pissed off as soon as I saw that panel. God, it's just
rough. It's so like these with him punching through the windshield. It looks more like a spider web than a windshield, and maybe he did that on purpose. But
it's a metaphor.
But even like, it's just so stagnant, and I don't know. It makes me sad because he is talented, but he shouldn't be doing a monthly. But well, gosh, this isn't even monthly. It comes out every other week, right?
At this point, yeah, I think it's coming out. Yeah, almost every other week now. Which, yeah, I feel bad for Pepe Larraz, but
yeah. It's just I'm off. Listen, I don't know. I'm torn because I'm definitely one of those that like, hey, like respect your legends, keep giving them work. They deserve to get work even when they're not in their best or their prime. But I wouldn't put them as a regular on a monthly series. Like let them do covers or variant covers. And then if you want to use them as a fill-in artist or for annuals or something like that, that way they still have some income coming in. But yeah, like what is going on with his face here? Like, I mean, it's not great. Oof, 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 oof. Hey, Black Cat. Oh, or not.
yeah, drawn by JRJR.
Yeah. So the sexiness is just wafting off the page. Oh God, why? Like why are we doing this? I don't know. This makes me sad. Did you read any other Marvel books this week?
I'm looking at the list. You know, honestly, I didn't. I think I think I tried reading the Ultimate Avengers or the Ultimates, but it just didn't click.
3.0.
Yeah. White Queen. That's the one. I was pissed off. I sent you guys panels from that book. Jesus.
I knew you had read this, and I was like waiting for you to make this connection because yes.
Don't get me. She is a fucking knockout in this, but they managed to tell the most boring White Queen story you can imagine, and it just didn't work.
Yeah. So this kind of goes back to when we first met the character, right? Like,
hey, Josh, I'll be right back in 1 second.
Okay. But yeah, it ended up just being boring as all get out. But I will say I will give it this. For a Marvel book, the art not bad. I don't think it's the best ever. But it's definitely for a Marvel book, it looks way better than a lot of their books look. But let me try to find Bazingas. Let me try to find where I'm making sure I'm not muted real quick. The page that Drew was like, F this book. Oh shoot. Hold on. I gotta find it.
Okay, I'm back.
Down. Okay, welcome back. I'm trying to get to the page that caused the problems.
This all just felt it action scenes that are incredibly boring and dull.
Yep.
It just
ooh. Fastball special.
I got the thing. Everything just felt arbitrary. It just felt like, yeah. God damn it.
It's got Wolverine here, fighting her. He lunges at her. She scratches his eye and says, "Adamantium nails."
Fuck off.
Hey, Drew, I got a question for you.
Shoot.
If a character can turn diamond and has nails, could one reasonably presume that in diamond form her nails would cut people?
Great question. I like where your head's at. I'm going to assume yes.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. And is the only thing that can cut Wolverine adamantium?
No.
Then what the fuck are we doing here?
This tells me that this writer is a fucking idiot, their editor is a fucking idiot, and no one cared.
Nope. I mean, I guess the benefit is you've got White Queen with some bazinga boobies going on throughout the issue, but that's
I mean, it's fine. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I like it, but she doesn't use it. She's not using her sex appeal at all. she just stands around most of the time. Just stands around and talking. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, that is most of the issue is just talking. And, you know, the lesbian female sidekick. We all know she's lesbian. Come on now. Yeah, look, it's clearly meant to harken back to that like badass issue of the X-Men during the Dark Phoenix saga that kicks off the Dark Phoenix saga for the most part, where they're going to get Jean and they find out she's been brainwashed, and you got Wolverine just knocking some skulls. Like, it's meant to give you that same feeling, and nothing about this delivers.
No, it just
in that way.
Yeah, it just tells me that this writer is not ready for prime time and just doesn't get it.
Yep. And then you have lines like this, which we had also kind of shared in the group chat, but I'm here to fight fascists, not run away. Like, it's just so on the nose and so heavy handed based on today. That's a cool panel of Storm though. But the writing was art when writing not so much. Like, I wish this artist had either a different writer on this or was just on a different book.
It you know, when you're a writer, you read stuff like this, you can't help but wonder, how could we make this better? You know, this felt like a very arbitrary, boring, safe, PG White Queen story.
Yep.
And like, why not push it? You know, why not make it sexier? Why not show some of those elements in this? Why not get a little more risque with it?
Yeah.
And why not have some more kick-ass action scenes? Why not have her get out in diamond form? Diamond versus adamantium. Let's see who gets cut down first. Why not have that? It's just like they did not shoot for the fences. They didn't fucking care.
No, at all. Yeah, I don't know. You have those ridiculous lines in there too that God, yep. For me, this is going to be a drop it in the bin.
Yeah. Nailed it.
You piece of shit, you piece of diamond shit with your adamantium fingernails. Like, really, man? Adamantium fingernails? Come on. I remember when adamantium was like the rarest metal. That was such
right. Like when Wolverine was the only person who had the fucking adamantium. Well, him and Ultron, whenever he'd show up, but still, it that was it. And then Cyber showed up and he had some, but that was it. No one else had fucking adamantium. Like you said, yeah, it was the rarest element on Earth, and only this one person had it in him. And it made him special. It made him unique. But now every fucking asshole under the sun has adamantium.
Yep. Real quick, I do want to look at some of these comments because we've got some fun conversations going on here. Going back to the Vatican, Salty Traveling Sea put wrong artist was picked for the Vatican. Completely agree.
Yeah.
Ezekiel put the lowest number of stars I've seen in a while, especially for League of Comic Geeks. Yeah, that's rough.
I would have given those stars to White Queen. Jeez.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, we can look at White Queen. I'm sure it's better than that, but excuse me. Bingo, he quit halfway through is the vibe. It really is. I don't know. Look, I did a stream with Wes that Narwhal was on. And it was the week that Vatican came out, that first issue. And I don't know. It seems like that's the style that Mark Miller wanted, but it seems odd.
And we all, I'm familiar with Narwhal's artwork. It's a very unique, very, very, very unique art style. So it's going to be very jarring, and you're going to love it or you're going to hate it. There's really no in between.
Yes. Ezekiel did add, though, that he's excited for Nemesis with Miller and Matteo Scalera. So agreed. Give me a Nemesis book.
Yeah, Nemesis has always been a banger. And wait.
I don't know what book this is in reference to, MG, but he put 0.5 stars, not enough gays or strong independent womans. Whammons. And then Salty was asking if Miller had picked a different, more mature artist. I think it would have been an entirely different experience. I completely agree.
If I don't know, I probably wouldn't have liked to have gone pigeonholed with it, but I think I'd like a Dustin Wynn would have been awesome on it.
I think there were a number of things you could have done. I think if you went the Dustin Wynn route, especially because of how he handled Little Monsters, it could have been really good. I think you could have gone the Juan Ferrero route because he's done horror books in the past that look just crazy. And then if you still want that kind of muddled look, I'm trying to think, is his name Dan Brown? He's got a similar style. It's the guy that did Gotham by Midnight, the first 6 issues. But I'm gonna pull up some art here for a reference because it's kind of the same thing. It's got some horror vibes, but it had that kind of weird look to it as well. Give me a second. I'll share this. What am I doing? There we go. That's what I'm trying to do. And we're going to share our screens. But yeah, you've got like, this was kind of his art style. So it was a little weird and freaky and out there and unique, but it played into horror elements and was just creepy.
Oh, you know what? Since there's only 3 issues, how epic would it have been if you had Bill Sienkiewicz doing the art?
Oh, dude. Actually, that would have been pretty freaking awesome. Do you think Sienkiewicz would do it? Like, do you think he's still capable or willing?
I honestly, I think if he had enough leadway, if he had enough time, and it was only 3 issues, I think it could have happened.
Fair. Yeah, that actually would have been banger. Now I'm kind of sad we didn't get those. I'm like, how much more would I have enjoyed this had we had someone like that on there? Let's see. We also have a question. This is going back to Spider-Man, but who would you replace John Romita Jr. with? So I'm going to say that if we keep the idea that he's the fill-in or the stand-in for an arc, who would we want rotating with Pepe Larraz?
Honestly, if he weren't exclusive, I don't know if he's exclusive with DC or not. I would love to see Dan Mora on Spider-Man.
Yeah. Heck, I would even say, and if you wanted to kind of keep a little bit of a synergy between like the Pepe Larraz art and not look too different, Jorge Jimenez would be a fun Spider-Man artist because he's done a lot of Batman, but he's done Superman. He can do that lighthearted, earnest work really well.
Yeah, they complement each other real well, and it's not jarring differences. It's kind of like going from Cockrum to John Byrne. It's not too jarring, but you see the subtle differences. But yeah, I think that would have been good.
Yeah, that'd be both guys are DC exclusives, but you know it'd be fun to see them kind of step in and do that. And then this is Salty agreeing that yes,
another guy I think would be great. It'd been a different art style. I think he's ready for it. Fareed Karami.
Yeah, I could totally see that. I definitely think there's a ton of options that would be better picks than John Romita Jr. And I think that's what the sad thing is there are so many options that do feel like better picks. And I mean, like what John at this point, like how he's got to be in his 60s.
He's 70. 70s. He's got to be 70 something.
You know, yeah, I can only imagine.
I respect the work he's done. I respect the hustle. I respect that he's still working. He's still doing everything by hand. I respect the hell out of that.
Yeah,
it just doesn't. He just doesn't have it.
Right. Yeah. So he's 68, turned 69 in August. I mean, like the guy, all the kudos in the world for still working. But when you're doing these monthly schedules for these books, like it's brutal. Like it does a lot. And he's even specifically talked about drawing Spider-Man and how much of a toll it takes on his body because you have all the little lines that you've got to draw for the webs.
Yeah.
on the suit, and then also when he's shooting his webs. So, yeah, just goodness. Okay, Corey. Bet I will pull this. I've got a few. Drew sent me an idea for a clip to pull. MG did, and I've got this. But he put, every time y'all come across bad writing, you need to play the new Trump clip. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Have you seen that clip, Drew?
I have not seen it, but I heard it. I was like, oh my God, he
my
actually
God.
said it.
It's great. So I'm glad you sent me that. I need to pull that 100%. Wow, that's great. Did you read? Okay, so Ezekiel's coming in and asking, why did Weapon X-Men get canceled? Best X book out there. Did you read this last issue?
I did. It was okay. It was
Yeah.
fine. But I mean, that's the bar now with X-Men. Just fine is passable. Great art. You know, the story's okay. There's nothing earth-shattering or mind-bending. It was another time travel story, and it's just like, okay, we all know how this is going to play out. But I thought it was fine. Yeah. But I mean, unfortunately, the sales numbers weren't there, which is a shame.
Yeah, I think it also leads back to other stuff. I know Perch was sharing something at one point about this in Dallas, but I can't remember the details.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it just stems because, like, if you don't know, Joe Casey originally pitched the idea for Weapon X-Men.
Yes, and the female editor, stole the idea for another book.
Right, and then you had the that Wolverine Weapon X-Men story of him, I don't, whatever the hell it was, the multiverse of Wolverines type thing. And then this kind of got put on the back burner, and then they decided to go with it, I think, just to be nice to Joe Casey. But then even then there were changes to what he originally had planned because they were trying to fit it into modern continuity and this whole One World Doom and all that jazz, because it kicked off with that quote unquote tie-in issue. But yeah, I think Perch was saying something along the lines of, like, there was no intention to have this as a full series, even from the green light. So that's unfortunate. My issue is exactly what we're seeing right here on screen. I'm just so sick of Deadpool. Like, I'm over Deadpool. And I do think he's written better here than he is in a lot of other places, but I'm still sick of Deadpool. But yeah, it's a shame that this book, because I do agree, I think it was the better X-Men book. So it's a shame that it didn't get to do, I think, what they had originally had planned, because I think he had a fun, nice run, and it just got shortened, and this is what we have. So, no bueno as far as the politics of the industry go. And Kaiser, as they put, Weapon X-Men didn't pander to pirates, so they canceled it. Hey, you put some respect on Cape Pride, okay? Arr, Cape Pride. I think we've had 3 runs now of Nemesis. I think you had the main run, and then you had the 2 short stories that followed up. Right, Drew?
Yeah, sounds about right.
So, but yeah, Nemesis for me is always a freaking blast. Like, it's so bad. He's so bad that you can't help but love all the terrible things.
And if you haven't read the first volume, you want to talk about an evil son of a bitch. That is him in volume 1.
Yeah. Oh God. Some of the worst stuff that could happen in comics has happened in those books, but you can't help but like it.
Yeah, because he's not afraid to go there. That's what separates a Mark Miller from an Amy Chu. Mark is not afraid to go there. Mark is not afraid to push it. Amy plays it safe. Amy just paints it by numbers. It's PG rated. Let's all have fun. Just hang out and talk. Mark Miller's like, no, fuck no. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. And that's what we get. I love it.
Yeah. I'm playing catch up with the comments. We got Salty giving Gotham by Midnight some love. He's also coming in with nope, hard no, nope, nope, nope. I don't know what the hard no, nope, nope, nope was about, but fill me in. And Dan Mora, sweet. What about Stegman on Spider-Man?
I like the idea, but I don't think he has it in him to like. We've seen with X-Men, he can't last more than 3 issues before he needs a break. I would say no. I would say if you're going to be doing this book, you're going to be doing at least 6 issues, maybe more, before you're on a break.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hold on, I gotta pull this up because Salty's a champ and got it for me. And then here we go, Drew. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Oh my god, it's so good.
Oh,
Salty, you were the man. Thank you for sending me that because I'm just gonna take that and save it and get it added into the stream. Oh, that's so great. Yeah, being a true champion. Check DMs, Josh. You're all set. I'm like, what is it? I part of me's like, did he cave and is he sending me the Transformers thoughts? But then it was that I was like, yes. Yeah, MG, I agree with you. I dropped Weapon X-Men as soon as they said it was canceled as well. I'm not gonna spend money on it. And then I checked out this last issue just to see how they wrapped it up, honestly. I guess somewhere someone was saying something about Donny Cates, but
yeah, well, we all know the story behind Donny, and let's just say we're probably not going to be seeing him for a little while.
No, Donny should be doing a book for DC right now, but he can't get his shit together.
No, he can't get his shit together. No.
And if he were doing said book, I'll just give something away. If he were doing said book, it might be the best absolute book on the stands.
100%.
You know, oh well. And no, it's not a current absolute title. It's a different character. I'll let you guys theorize in the comments. We'll probably end up revealing it at some point in one of our streams. But yeah, all 3 runs. Shrug. Yeah, let's go ahead and look and see if there's anything else that came out this week. Did you read Wonder Woman?
Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know. I did not.
It was. I mean, look, it just continues to be the same pile of shit that it's been.
Shocking.
I know, but this one introduces I can't remember the character's name. It's a mouse character. Maybe it's just Mouseman.
Mouseman?
Maybe. Let me get this shared now that I've got it pulled up. But it's just the biggest same nonsense we've been getting from Tom King. And you've gotta I can't even take this seriously. You've got moments where there are mice taking over like Washington DC in the White House. Steve Trevor is a total bitch in this, and he looks like a total wimp here too, just super emasculated. I don't know what Tom King is doing. Yeah, here.
He does what he normally does. Just does what he can to make the male character seem feeble, impish, weak, while making the women, very overly powerful, demeaning, monstrous.
Yeah,
literally monstrous. I mean, murdering people gleefully. Might add in previous issues.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't take any. What are we doing? I don't know. This is a joke to me. This feels like when he did Kite Man, and it started off just as a one-note joke, and then people enjoyed it just as that one brief kind of oh, here's the Kite Man, and it's the joke, and he's Charlie Brown. clever, but then he had to like way overdo it, but he way overdid it to the point that it was just nonsense. That's what this feels like to me. So fuck Tom King, and no, just I can't with this book.
I would just say, just let stay in Hollywood and never come back. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Other than that, I did read Godzilla vs. Avengers, and
why?
I think it's that I keep hoping one of these crossovers will actually be fun. And
They're not, because it's just another example like the White Queen where everything is played safe. No one takes any chances.
Yeah, no one takes chances. I thought for sure, because look, they did Godzilla versus the Justice League, which they did the series, and then it ended, and now they've relaunched it.
So many people have blown that book.
Yeah,
blown it harder than a porn star, and I don't know what the hell they're looking at, what the hell they're reading. It was.
I thought it was boring.
That first issue, fucking boring. And on top of that, this is billed as Justice League versus Godzilla, and we get everything on Kong Island, the other monsters. We barely get Godzilla fighting the Justice League, if that. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? We're not getting what we were promised. And the writer sucked ass. No one could convince me it was a kick-ass book or the best of the year. Screw off with that.
Yeah. Look, especially if you're just doing a one shot, it shouldn't be hard to make a fun Godzilla versus Super Team book.
Yeah, and I just think I don't know why I just thought of this. I'm remembering remember the Heroes Reborn that Jason Aaron was in charge of like 2-3 years ago. Some of those one shots were really fucking good. They were really damn good. I was surprised, and I'm like, those writers put more effort into their one shots than these writers have.
Oh, 100%. Well, I mean, like even if you go back to like the 60s and 70s when you had all those just single issue stories. There are plenty of fun, engaging stories. It can be done. It's just we unfortunately have a lot of writers these days that can't do crap. And the other thing here, you've got Georges Janty on the art, and I get that he's worked in comics for a long time, but I am not a fan of his artwork. This is the same guy that did the art for the original Buffy comics when they first continued the seasons, and I don't know, like. I do like the idea that Wolverine got burned to a crisp. Like that is fun and it's a fun nod, but that's about where the fun ends. And the characters to me seem out of character.
Well, on top of that, it's the not just that. Look, the art on this, the angles, it's all flat, boring as shit. As David Lynch's character would say in that movie, The Monuments Men or whatever it's called. It's boring as shit.
Well, you have the same issue that Phil Noto has, where his characters, when you see their full body, they look like they're midgets. Like they look like they're little people. Just something about the proportions is off. That they look short, insanely short. So yeah, like it was just not a good turnout. And that's on me. That's on me. I'll own it. I should have known this was not going to be a good turn of events because.
God damn it!
Yeah, they just haven't been. But
this art is fucking terrible. It's just
so bad.
God.
Yeah, if you think this is bad, you should have like imagined when the Buffy comics look how bad this is. But think back to like the Buffy comics where you had those incredible Joe Chen covers. Actually. I've got some right here. You get a cover like this, and let me make this full screen. You get a cover like that. That's this beautiful painted, looks a lot like Eliza Dushku, a lot like Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh fuck yeah, yeah! I'm in. I'm sold.
And
yeah,
you open it and it's this in there, and you're like, "What the fuck is going on?" No. So yeah, also not a win for me. However, a book that I thought was good that was a crossover Did you read the final issue of Avengers versus Aliens?
Uh,
Or
I,
Aliens
I,
versus
did,
Avengers?
I didn't get a chance to finish it. I saw what they're doing with Mr. Sinister. I really dug it.
Yep.
I didn't get a chance to finish it, unfortunately.
Yeah, look, oh god, no. Why are you going back to Godzilla? Godzilla. Godzilla.
Oh, Gojira!
I'll say that this is probably my favorite thing that Hickman's done in a while. And I will say that Assad Ribick's art, it continues to be quite good. And I thought this book was a lot of fun and way better than I ever thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
Uh,
I still have my grievance with issue 1. I really feel like we got robbed of seeing the downfall of humanity. I really wanted to see a full-on issue of just seeing the systematic destruction of the cities, our heroes getting taken down one by one systematically by the aliens,
Yeah.
but we didn't get that, which sucked. But other than that, yeah, this was a fun series.
Yeah. A lot of fun, written really well. It feels like it has stakes. I agree with you. It was a missed opportunity not to show those things because I think it would have just added even more to the story. The worst thing about this book was the release schedule because it came out on a whack release schedule, and I don't know if it was just
every 6 months.
I mean, practically, man. And I don't know if that was like Assad on his art, just trying to get it done, or
I'm willing to bet you it's Assad because he paints. He paints all the stuff. So I'm willing to bet you, yeah, it took him a while.
But that's one of those things for me that, like, if you know it's a 4-issue series, get it in the can and then just release it. Like, you got Disney, you got the money. Just get it in the can, release it monthly, and then put the collection out. Because honestly, the fact that this was on such a delayed release schedule, I promise you, hurt the sales of this book.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because readers don't want to, like, you don't want to wait 4 months, 5 months, 6 months to go from one issue to the next.
Yeah, I mean, do you think I want to make people wait a year before the next issue of Unholy Nightmare comes out? No, I don't.
Right. But also, like, in defense of that, though, you and Aurelio are both working full-time jobs. You don't have, a publisher just right here with the funding to say, let's create this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's not the case here. Like, these people literally hired to do this and get it out. So I'm glad he took his time with the art. I'd much rather an artist take their time with the art. But the delays that were here were just too much. And it's also a pricey book, which I understand you're probably paying for the art. But
and
if
the
you didn't
licensing fees.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, no, they own those now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they're all the same. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got the license for this now. So, I mean, I guess you're still kind of paying for that purchase of Fox, but no, it's a good story. It's done really well. Again, I think it's the best stuff that Jonathan Hickman's done in a while. And if you didn't read the issues as they were coming out, you should absolutely pick up the collection or the trade and read it when it's released because it's well worth it. And the single issues are expensive too. I think they're like $8 a pop. So I mean, you're paying for a pricey book. And as you can tell, it's in the future. Our heroes are older. That plays in the storyline, but it was a lot of fun. And this honestly took me back to the old school, like, Predator and Alien books that they used to do crossovers with that were, for me, a lot of fun, like Batman versus Predator and stuff.
Oh, love those. Yeah.
Those are bangers, man. So,
and you had kick-ass art on them.
Yep. Indeed.
Yeah, the first one you had the Kuberts doing the art for Batman versus Predator. Then the second one you had I think Paul Galassi on the art, and and Superman versus Aliens, and I think Batman versus Aliens. You brought in like Bernie Wrightson, Kevin Nolan.
Yeah,
you brought in some solid names to work on them.
Indeed. Is there anything else that you read that you want to discuss real quick?
Let me go through what I got here. Let's see here.
I will say I did read Superman Unlimited, despite how much I hated the first issue. I still don't love the book, but the second issue is better than the first. But that's not a high bar.
No. I will say I could have told you that.
Yeah.
I will say I did briefly read shit, where the hell is it? I just saw it. I tried reading Bring On the Bad Guys, do number 1. It sucked. It was boring.
Yeah. I don't know what their plan is there. I mean, each issue is going to focus on a different villain.
Yeah, and it's clear that they're really selling these on the covers. The covers are the selling point, the Liber Mio covers. And if that's all they got, woof, they're gonna be some rough reads. But I just thought there was one book I read briefly. Oh yeah, New Gods. So New Gods. I'm gonna say that Rom V. I think he had half an idea. He had an idea that could fill 3 pages, three issues. But I think DC had him do some filler to expand it out to several more issues. Because it's clear that the story that everyone finds interesting and wants to know more about is pushed to the back, or we're given all this BS about the history of the New Gods. It's like, no, we know all this already, Rom. You don't need to tell us this. Oh yeah, because you don't have that much of a story. You're giving us filler. Okay, I see what's going on here.
Yeah, I will say I'm behind on this book, so I did not read this. Hey, there's Animal Man though. So I legitimately cannot speak to what happened in this book. The art looks good. I mean, well, it looks solid.
But it's not Evan Cagle.
Yeah, that's true.
It says it's like it doesn't look like Evan Cagle at all. It doesn't.
Look, it's better than that last issue that had what's his nuts
absolutely.
from.
Yeah.
Like I would much rather read this than that any day, but I just kind of stopped after that last issue. It was rough. So you're saying that it feels like he had an idea and they're forcing him to stretch it out?
Yeah, he had an idea for a few issues, but they made him stretch it out to more.
It makes me wonder if it was like going to be a 6-issue mini, and then they're like, "Oh, go ahead and make it a maxi series of 12 issues."
I'm willing to bet you it's going to be 3.
Oh wow, okay. Well, I would even say maybe it was that, or DC is notorious for greenlighting a book based on a concept, and then you'll start working on it, and then like it's not uncommon around like 3 to 4 issues in, they'll be like, "Oh, just kidding. We're gonna change directions and do this instead." So I wouldn't even be surprised if that were it. But it's a shame because this book started really strong. So the fact that it's just kind of floundering, and look, if you're doing a New Gods type story and you're bringing in the Justice League, it should feel epic, not like it's missing the mark. So, but yeah, that is a bummer. The only other book I want to just bring up briefly is Battle Beast. I read the second issue. So I went back and reread the first issue, and once I kind of took the expectation away of what I thought the book was going to be or should be, I will say I enjoyed it more. But it's still for me just like a badass action rom. So you know, like you read it, you get it, you go. But you get more of that here. I might even say I may have preferred this issue to the first one. But you do get some badass fight scenes in here. And maybe it was because I was unfamiliar with the characters and didn't really know anything. And now that I'm kind of in line, I'm like, okay, I get like you kind of once you get the I don't want to say the pacing, but the vibe. But gotcha. I thought it was fun. It's fun. It's a good action story. I like the idea that he's just like, give me something to fight because nothing can beat me. That is fine for what it is. But there's only one more issue left, so I don't know like how memorable this is going to be for me. But you do have a badass scene where he just like obliterates someone. I'm trying to get it to show it. Oh yeah, like you got this stuff where he's just beating the shit out of people. But yeah, I mean, I think for a lot of people, this is probably going to be their favorite of the week. I had fun with it, and that's all for me. But yeah, and I'm going to assume you did not read it. Yeah, that
No, like I said, the first one I did not care for the first one. I thought the pacing was off, the dialogue was terrible, and I just couldn't relate to. I just couldn't connect because, like Wes, I didn't read. I'm still catching up. I actually got to read up. I'm actually right before he appears in the series, and I just I got nothing.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. I didn't hate it. I don't dislike it, but I don't love it like everyone else does.
Yeah,
for me, it's perfectly fine. Like I don't expect this will make my top 10 at the end of the year. I can say that much. So, but I do think it will be one. I think this will be the ultimate Spider-Man for 2025, where everyone and their dog has it as like their number one. And I'm like, yep, didn't even make my top 10. Sorry, dudes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, let's see where it's at on our end of the year lists.
Yeah. Let's run through the comments real quick just before we wrap up for tonight. Because then we got to get to reading our books for Thursday. And unfortunately, I have episodes of Ironheart that I need to watch.
Oh, lucky man!
Oh my god, I'm gonna. You know what? I bought a watermelon, so I might cut that open and enjoy some Ironheart.
Some fried chicken too.
Actually, I've got chicken nuggets. So technically, it's fried and it's chicken. It's just the little kid version of it. Let's see, where are we with comments? Ezekiel coming in with Get King off Wonder Woman, 100% agreed. Oh, and god, and out of the writer's room for the movies. The most concerning thing I saw, and Drew, I think I sent this to the group chat, was that quote or that was pulled from James Gunn in the interview where he talked about, like, he was something along the lines of, yeah, Tom King reads all the comics, so he knows what's right compared with the comics and what's not right with the comics, and we listen to him. And I'm like, bro, that is the worst person you can listen to for what a character should or shouldn't be.
Yeah, that is a complete full stop record scratch moment, and that's where if anyone who had any semblance of connection to James Gunn, and they truly knew the comic books, if a Perch had the ear of James Gunn, that's where Perch should be like, hey, you may want to get a second opinion.
Yeah, I mean, hell, even Dan DiDio was like, he's not that good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I from his mouth to my ears, I remember him saying, "Oh, he hated Tom King's Batman run. He used that word hated in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I laughed my ass off."
Salty traveling
Especially
sea talking about
sitting in front of a jackass pornographer comic book seller who thought it was the greatest Batman run ever.
Oh God, come on. The greatest Batman run ever. I'm gonna have a conversation with someone. Salty put, this is twink baiting. They've turned Wonder Woman into femboy fiction. That's what they've turned most comics into. We got Ezekiel sharing the stream over on X. Thank you, sir. We currently have 55 people watching, so I appreciate it. And as always, most of you are on the X side. So hey, welcome. Comment more. Like, put some comments. We'll see them.
Not just that. If you're on X watching, back on Holy Nightmare #2, guys. Come on.
Yes. Go check it out. Let's see. We got Godzilla looks like my child's. It looks like your child's bath mat. Yeah, okay. And then Zeke came in with saying he's gonna get the trade for Alien or Avengers. Is it Alien versus Avengers or Avengers versus Alien?
It doesn't matter.
AVA. Yeah. We're gonna go with that. I think you meant AVA here, but yes, an issue number 0 showing how we got to the point where that book started would have been chef's kiss. Because that I 100% agree with Drew that that's what's missing from that story. like, not that the story's bad because it doesn't have it. It just would have been even more epic.
It just glossed over it.
Yeah.
And that's what in a parallel to that parallel. When CBS All Access did that relaunch of The Stand, the miniseries, they completely glossed over the Captain Trips virus spreading throughout the United States. You got it in bits here and there, but you didn't see the true spreading of the virus systematically, the world's most evil chain letter spreading and killing everyone. You didn't see any of that.
Yeah.
And that's what really made that series weaker. And that's what made this series weaker, in my opinion, because we didn't see the spreading of the xenomorphs across the globe, taking out our heroes and cities systematically. That would have been amazing. It would have been horrific and terrifying. It lets us know, oh, fuck, we are fucked.
Yep.
But no.
Nope. Speaking of Dan Slott, Salty traveling, or I guess because we were talking about him earlier, Salty put, I met Dan Slott over the weekend at a con. He was like a wide pile of hot pink bologna rings with hair on it. Oh no.
That's quite the visual.
Yeah. Dan Slott's
he's a big boy.
Something. He's a big boy, and I feel like you need to have like circus music playing whenever he comes around. But yeah. Salty feels like Battle Beast remains a wonderful surprise. Again, I think for a lot of people, that's a great book. I'm just fine with it. And then Ezekiel put people are wanting Ram V on Green Lantern. Confuses the hell out of him. People on Twitter and X are funny. Love Jeremy Adams. Yeah, agreed. I don't know if I would want Ram V on Green Lantern.
No, I would keep him on the most obscure books possible, most obscure characters possible. Stay away. No.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd let him do like mini and maxi series. Let him do those kind of character focused books. And then if you are gonna put him on like an ongoing series, like maybe have him as a co-writer.
Let him handle Dr. Fate. Let him handle just obscure characters that will not have really a big grand effect on the greater picture of DC Comics.
Yeah. Oh no, we got Yasoy Whack coming in saying only fake geeks would say it's not the greatest run ever.
Well, them and individuals who can't read. Yeah.
Yeah, true. I will never forget when Tom King's Batman run was coming out, and this is kind of how my interactions with Wes started, because I was losing my shit writing those reviews each week or every other week. And Wes had like reached out and was like, hey man, been reading your reviews. So I'm like, oh, thanks, cool, appreciate it. Because I didn't really know who Wes was at that time. And then he was like, you doing okay, man? And then once I actually got to know Wes, he like went back to that first time he ever messaged me. He's like, yeah, I was a little concerned. He was like, you did a review once and like half of your review were GIFs and emojis. And I was like, I was so pissed. I couldn't bring myself to write shit. So I just like, I had to just have fun with it. And he was like, yeah, I could tell you were losing it. And I was like, I was losing it. But yeah, anyways, good times. We're going to go ahead and call it a night and wrap things up there as we get ready for Thursday night and we catch back up with the new releases. So thank you for coming and hanging out with us and jumping back a week. And then I'm excited to get with you guys on Thursday and talk about the new stuff. I've got to look and see what all's even coming out this week, because I'm been unaware. So, Drewski, you've got Martian Manhunter. Absolute Martian Manhunter. Aren't you excited about that?
It's one hell of a wet fart.
Hey, and you've got Uncanny X-Men and Ultimate Spider-Man, bro. Absolute Wonder Woman and Green Arrow. Drew, it's gonna be a week, man.
Oh, and we also got the winning cure for insomnia, Predator versus Spider-Man. So that's great.
Gosh. I didn't realize that was coming out too. But
it's gonna. On the other hand, we have some bangers coming out this week. We got
Barrel.
Yep, we got Feral. We got Green Lantern.
Hyde
We
Street.
got, Hyde Street. So there will be some. I guarantee you, there will be some positives. There will be some positive reviews coming out this week. So I am very much looking forward to reading a lot of these. And and Huck, Big
I was
Bad
about to
World
say
comes out.
Huck. Yep.
Yep. So
yeah, no, it should be a good week overall.
yeah,
So
it should be a good week. So yeah, hope for the best.
hope.
Oh, and Superman.
for-
Superman's been good.
Yeah,
despite
see-
a few errors here and there. So
Yeah, I'm still behind on Supes. I have to I need to make a point to catch up. So that's why I didn't speak to it. But oh, okay. 7 Years of Darkness is out this week. Okay, good. I've got a. Are you talking about the trade, Zeke? Let me know. And Yasoy Whack said, comics are good now. Yes, comics are better now. I agree.
yeah, comics are booming.
Got some good shows coming in from some folks. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. As always, we enjoy having you here. Drewski, if people want to find you, where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Dolan Waddick. You can find me on Instagram, Dolan_Waddick. And you can find me here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And you can find me on Thinking Critical on Saturdays.
Heck yes. As far as myself, you can find me at Joshua L. McDonald on X and at ByPopped if you want to follow the channel on X. If you missed the update that I posted to YouTube, we will start having member content coming to you on Sundays. So if you are a member of the channel, you'll start getting that. It's going to be a couple of random things. Most likely it'll be episodes of something that I'm calling Pop Talk, where I will be solo for members. You can come in the chat. It's mostly going to be me chatting with you guys while working on stuff here, but also whatever. It's open reign. So if you're there, you're going to decide the conversation. Whenever we're not doing Pop Talk, we will have episodes of only Josh as I film them based on whatever topics we're covering. Or maybe we'll do some more Sipping with McDizzy's where I EFAP things. So who knows? But I've got to get some member content out there, so that will be available for y'all if you have joined the channel. And if you have, thank you. I appreciate you. But yeah, trying to make sure I deliver on the goods for you guys. Other than that, we will see you Thursday night. I am regretfully going to go take a shower and cry and then come back and watch 3 fucking episodes of Ironheart. Okay. I can do this. I can do Black Girl Magic. I can do this. All right, guys. Y'all have a good night. And I will see you Thursday. Peace out.